stood upon standing, where feet run dry, screamed into the hollow, and the hollows laughed back. Spoke into the nothing, echoes found ear, drift into the silence. Yet silence speaks loud in my ears. As mind finds walls cast by mind's eyes, laughing still, questions asked, silent holds, folding still in the stillness. Where stood stones, stones let go, and knowing that for the reasons already known, where to go from here, where to go from here. Woke into a moment where nothing made sense. Watched the world crumble on the backs of the innocent. Tears found dried eyes, as eyes dried to tears cried across the land. And still heart screams in silence. Where to go from here? Where to go? Where to go from here? Will we ever know? I spoke a question into my mind's eye recently, and why? Not why we're here, or how we got here, or how it was all formed. That seems within itself a simplicity within the fields of understanding that we've been given where to be understood. I think of Lao Tzu and the Tao Te Ching, speaking of awakening happening in the time of ignorance, time of confusion, where bliss should be a simplicity, but instead it's lost upon the clinging of the grasping of man as it clings to all that it can, and the filters of that which it reaches. I look at great people who speak across the times now, even though they're not widely recognized, and those that are widely recognized that pretend to be great people but seem to blind humanity more than they do open eyes. And their dry eyes of mine find reason for tears and rivers to flow. Yet still, I can't say I stand within silence, because most know I'm not very silent, even though I should probably speak more than I do. Yet what is it that I really have to say? For the simplicity of how it should really be seems to speak for itself. Yet man's questioning fights against itself on a repetitiveness in such a way, in such vast numbers, that the frequency of the screaming inside the minds that's not spoken aloud screams deeply within mine. I look across the lands and I can see it in dry eyes that are screaming inside. And in this comprehensible way that this society is being managed in such a vast thickness. And it's not the individual's fault, it's the way it's been risen up in front of them to be that which it is they can know. And I'm not naming that which has done so. And I can't say it's a collective whole, for the collective whole is only aware of that which they can ever be aware of, which is the only thing we can be aware of, is it not? Yet here still we stand. And so many speak out across this land of that which is, it still falls short of that which is. And it all comes down to that little green thing that means nothing in the end. For wisdom and knowledge is free, it's a gift given to all of us to know, it's within all of us. When we look from the center of the center, we'll find the center again of that which we should know, that which we are, and always have been. There is no separation in the beauty of that which is this creation of man, let alone the creation of anything else. These cosmos are the thoughts and microtubulars that run through the minds of humanity, as well as the particles within all of existence. It's the same as the cells, the numerous billions and trillions that run through the body and the blood. I'm not religious. I can't even claim to be spiritual, technically, because the spirit of the one is the all of the one of everything that is there. To be spiritual when there's only one spirit, technically, and the spirit, the mind, the consciousness, and everything that's to be known within it lives within a field that you can't see past. And questioning the seeing past it seems to bug me, but not really, because I never questioned it. What bothers me, I guess, is why it's so difficult to be seen. For thousands of years, it's been such a struggle of that which shouldn't be a struggle. Yet still, here we are. In the vast numbers, screaming silently within ourselves and placing our filters on our phones, and casting out only to be seen, which we think of beauty, forgetting that the flaws is what makes the beautiful. Forgetting of that which blooms and where it comes, and the seeds planted in the ground live in the darkness before they find the light. And that light and warmth is always inside, even from the suffocating darkness. Yet still. And still here I stand, questioning still, instead of being out there somewhere speaking to man. I am yet a blank page and a blank voice upon a blank platform that just doesn't seem to carry much of anything else. Lost amongst the algorithm for the singular simplicity of that which I can give. I don't see why a face needs to be seen for something to be appreciated, yet still. We beg for that stimulation, do we not? We beg for it in such a way that it breaks even our own hearts. For when we receive what it is we think we want, we realize it wasn't what we were looking for. And so we keep searching. I'm not going to speak about pointing in the map and all such things. I mean, I've written about such details and the circle in which it's run enough. It seems speaking about it would just be another repetitive. And how in which is seen is which is seen, and how it's given yet. So I am not Buddha. I am not Jesus. I am not some great sage. I am just another heart connected to all the other hearts within existence. You can see the weave through all of it, the simplicity of the beauty of where in which we dance. Yes. As I hear the cries within the mind's eye, I cry and find within my mind's eye reason to smile regardless what it is that pulls weight upon heavy, a limb, Once I was broken in such a state I couldn't even wait. I could do naught but stare at the wall, yet still. And even though pain is that which is a persistent, suffering is just that which we cling, does not change the state of how all things are. And the state of suffering and how it's comprehended and represented in man today seems just an ignorance within itself, because it bypasses the whole responsibility for the all things that we do to each other and where it leaves people in the process. Blame others for the suffering that's created from others, and then blame them for the pain and suffering that they have been taught to hide from to start with. What kind of ignorance is that? There's no simplicity in that. It just seems like a circle ripping itself downward, not rising up from that which it should be. And each individual is doing it to each individual and doesn't even realize where they bleed.